Hi. Hi, 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 hi. Guy, Fluffy, Wing It, hello. Hello. Whoever might be lurking, hello. Hello. Rosie, hi, hi, hi. Hey, Neko. Neko is pretty good. I won't say I'm fantastic because I didn't get to have a nap, but it's been a pretty good day. How are you, Noya Varlo? Hello, Wing It. Hello. Hello, 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 hello. I'm having a little bit of the echolalia today, so forgive me. I have also partaken in mandatory caffeine, and I have a couple of Mountain Dews here. Time for more Edge. Caffeine. Yeah, I had a cup of coffee. Delicious, delicious coffee. By the way, for those of you who are not aware yet, I've been trying to actually use my Twitter that I made months ago. So, you know, I'm just gonna share that because, you know, if anybody wants to follow me there, maybe we can get some new blood in. That'd be pretty cool. You just woke up. You're so awful. Why, Cherry? It's okay. I know, right, Wing It? Freaking crazy that I'm using Twitter in this day and age. Fluffy. I don't know. Anywho, Edgy boy awaits. I know you use Twitter, Wing It. I already follow you. Okay, here we go. Yeah, no, all I use it for is content stuff, really. You still haven't gotten the mug kit yet, but you got a shiny Scyther. That is pretty cool. Hello, Guy. You and your names again. Tap, tap, tap. Just like that. Oh, I can feel that. Looks like we got the boot again. With Lance safe, the focus of the investigation will shift solely onto the murder. You mean the infighting between the kidnappers? Yes, and also the identity of the remaining kidnapper. Miles, my boy! Tell me it's true. Tell me you really found my boy. Yes, Mr. Amano, we found him earlier in the stadium. Then my little Lance is unhurt? He is not exactly the picture of perfect health, but his life is not in danger. Hi, Emerald! He's being questioned right now by Agent Lang. Poor Lance! Must have been so horrible for him! Locked up like a... Oh boy. Miles, my boy, I can't thank you enough. It was nothing. I'm still in shock over what happened to Oliver. I have to say I'm relieved that Lance is alright. That's right. I mustn't forget to pass this on to Lance as soon as the police are finished with him. A letter? That looked a bit creepy. Yay! That sounds nice, Emerald. Ah, the way Lance is being chased after by women reminds me of someone I know. Almost can't believe he received yet another love letter, you know. Here, take a look for yourself. Isn't this a breach of confidentiality? It's a very simple love letter. Oh, hey, let me see. Huh? That's really weird. It's from a loan company, Tender Lender. Looks more like a collection bill to me. He loves me not. He loves me not. Oh, that's the 12th one. No, you mustn't give up, Lauren. Just one more try. Excuse me, but I can't help but feel a bit sorry for all the flowers you've just gone through. I suppose, if they were me, then... It is indeed a candy ring, Wing It. I believe you said you were Lance's girlfriend when we first met, correct? Yes, I am, but... Oh, it's not like we both think of each other as lovers. But he did give me this ring, so I guess we're not just friends either. I mean, because this isn't just any ordinary ring. It tastes so sweet when you lick it. Ah, it's so wonderful. You mean to tell me that he gave you a lollipop ring? So which is it? Have you guys not decided if you're going out, or is it just one-sided? Decided? Shouldn't the parties involved naturally just know? My father used to work for Mr. Amano, and so Lance and I grew up together. I said it out loud. I don't see how that's anything to be embarrassed about. So your father was an employee of the Amano group. What did he do? I heard his job was to fly around the world. On Pegasus. What? Pegasus? Oh, Pegasus was the name of the airplane. The airplane belonged to the company. You had me there for a second. But now it's all changed. My father, he isn't around anymore. Oh, I see. About 10 years ago, he rode in Pegasus off somewhere and never returned. Riding Pegasus to whereabouts unknown. Sounds like the stuff legends are made of. How am I? I'm doing alright, Cherry. How are you? It's been so long, I don't think I'd recognize him if we were to ever meet again. I'm so sorry, Lauren. I won't give in to the sadness. I have to live. Yes, Lauren, live. About this incident. Incident? But isn't the kidnapping already over and dealt with? I've been here the whole time, so I'm afraid I don't know much about any other incident. How did you come to know that Lance had been kidnapped? Oh, that's because of my woman's intuition. You based everything on that. I know everything when it comes to my Lance. Hi, Angel. How are you? It's really strange. Really must be destiny. Oh, she started fantasizing again. So what are you gonna do now, Mr. Edgeworth? Hello, Mastermind Josie. We already established that there's a good chance that the killer is the other kidnapper. It's my duty to figure out who this other person is. I believe there is one location that might hold a clue or two. Ooh, probably the hideout. The obvious location's the kidnapper's hideout. But we're still not allowed in, remember? Agent Lang and his men should be done with this area. In that case, there's no harm in asking that officer over there to let us in. Lost track of time, you were playing the deluxe remaster of Dead Rising. Ooh. I don't wanna... Wait, I can just go this way? Oh, okay. It just lets me walk out. That's kind of funny, actually. Oh! Look who it is! They say the couples who cross this bridge together will find happiness. Or so the Gatewaterland pamphlet says. But you'd think that they'd already be happy because they were able to come together. Logistics aside, I wonder who came up with this tale and when. This bridge doesn't look old enough to be the stuff of legends. Well, some things are better left uninvestigated, don't you think? Ignorance is bliss. That's funny, though, that Phoenix and Maya are out here with Pearl. What do you have to report? Sir, nothing unusual or out of the ordinary, sir. Where have I heard such redundancy before? Is it possible for you to let us take a look around inside? Sir, Roger, sir. That was surprisingly hassle-free. Are you certain? Didn't Agent Lang order you to not allow me in? Sir, that's true, sir, but... Detective Gumshoe asked me personally to let you in, sir. I couldn't refuse a request from him. Wow, it looks like Detective Gumshoe has a following. Furthermore, I was asked to give this document to you, sir. What is this? The man in this picture. Isn't this Mr. Oliver Deacon? Ooh. Hold on. Colin Devore, male, right-handed, 5'8", 123.45 pounds. That's fantastic. Whereabouts unknown after his escape from Penn E. Dent prison. Stole a gun from a guard during his escape. We thought he might head for where his wife and sole daughter are, but despite our surveillance, he has yet to show up. The name here says Colin Devore. That's the same name as the one on the back of the pendant. It appears that Colin Devore was his real name. What's this? He was convicted in a case 10 years ago and sent to prison. What? Then what was he doing here? Apparently he broke out of jail and then just vanished. Must have become Oliver Deacon to cover up the fact he was an escaped felon. Put in a blender in the safe. What? I'm confused at what's going on. Now I'm not sure what's going on anymore. Is there some sort of link between the victim's past and this current case? You know, that's a horse pendant that his name was on. And she was just, this chickie over here, Lauren Pops, was saying that her dad flew off in a Pegasus and she hasn't seen him for years. Would be interesting if that's her dad. These police documents are rather detailed. I should take the time to give them a thorough read eventually. Blazin' Raiden! Hello, Raiders. How is the rest of your thing? Also, James the NPC, Pato. Thank you. I don't know what you guys are going on about this game, so... Scoobs, hello. You slowly lost your sanity? Fair. Yeah, I agree. We should investigate first, think later. You know what you think would be more interesting? What would be more interesting? More than thinking things through, I think you should try remembering things first. Wingit wanted to know if what was good? Dead Rising. I don't even know what Dead Rising is. Now then, if you could please unlock the door, officer. It was locked up until a little while ago, but... Since then, the door's been wide open, sir. I'm not sure I follow what it is you're saying. Care to explain in a bit more detail? Sir, the door was locked down tight when they went to check out the room. So they got about 10 officers to help out and break the door down, sir. I see. I guess that means I get Agent Lang's leftovers. Well, let's see what we find. Sippy. If he was carried off into Equestria Ponyville. Okay. You leave now, no one spoilers. Have a good night, Scoobs. Tasty. How's everyone doing today, King Saris? I'm doing pretty good. How are you? Kidnapper's hideout. So this is where the kidnappers planned their foul deed. Well, you were tied up for a while in the room next door. Hee. Okay, please. Must you bring that up again? Dead Rising is a Capcom's other zombie game that's more comedy focused. The big selling points are if it isn't bolted down, it's a weapon. And look at how many zombies we can fit in a map. Ah. I did know that there's a Phoenix Wright MLP fan game, actually. I did know about that. Now then, down to business. There might still be some clues left in this room. Let's try to find out what we can of the other kidnapper's identity. Okay, here we go. Hey, there's a trapdoor in this room too. It's not a trapdoor. It's an entrance to an underground passage, Kay. I know that. The door leading to the outside world was locked. So Lance must have escaped his prison through here. Unused folding chairs lean against the wall in their folded state. Wow, whoever lined these up did it perfectly. They're not even a single hair off. I feel bad using these because it'd be like stealing the perfection away. Ah, I get it, Wing It. I suspect it's more like you wouldn't want to be the one to put them away. Watch out, Mr. Edgeworth! It's a broken mirror. It probably came from the haunted house. Why is this here? Are they planning to repair it? A sign advertising the photo rally. Something I have absolutely no interest in. Yeah, but I do! And I'm gonna get my hands on the rest of the Badger family. You'll see. She definitely brings a decidedly different atmosphere to a criminal investigation. What have we here? Looks like a sword. A broken sword. Strange. Why would it be broken like that? Swords don't usually break on their own. That's true. Alright then, let's think about it in this way. Maybe it broke when someone was trying to use it for or on something. Hypotheticals aren't going to get us anywhere. Perhaps we should think more on this later. That's probably what they were using to bar the door shut. Ooh, they have barrels like these just outside. Yes, and? Well, I know I already asked you when we were out there, but if these were real, what would you put in them? There's an expectant gleam in her eyes, and I'm about to dash. This must be where they dispose of old and worn-out costumes. You're not a fan of zombie-based games, but that doesn't mean you wouldn't watch a YouTuber play it? I don't know. If it's a real mirror for that safety hazard, yeah. Why is the sword on this side of the door? I'm thinking that the kidnappers used it to bar the door, basically. That's my thought. That's like my first instinct. That's so sad. It would seem that they throw the costumes away in pieces. There's 3 cups of coffee here. That bothers me. Cheap styrofoam cups. Looks like only 3 cups were used. I wonder what this key is to. Oh, you got me. Reminds me of the key we found in the other room. That's it. This must be the key for one of those trapdoors. That wasn't a trapdoor. You only call it one because you quite literally jumped into it. Hey, but isn't that what you're supposed to do when you see one? I am not having this conversation with you. I feel that. The butler, the girl, and the kid were... Yes, see, that's what I've been kind of saying. I would say the butler and the kid at the very least. Possibly the girl. The coffee is most likely cold by now. Nothing unusual about this area. Folding chairs, and by the looks of it, they were probably used by the kidnappers. There are 3 chairs set around the table. Yeah. A poster of Gatewaterland is stuck on this wall. Intrigue, fun, prestige. Gatewaterland has it all, and it's waiting for you. It's not especially catchy, is it? I don't see anything else. beyond this door is where the kidnappers held you after getting the jump on you. Must you keep reminding me? How and who killed the butler? I don't know. Alola Lily, how are you tonight? But it's the room where I got to see your awesome face. You don't need to remind me of that mortifying moment earlier. We don't know yet, Lily. Alright. The fact that there's 3 cups and 3 folding chairs. The common denominator between the cups and folding chairs is the number 3. Speaking of which, the number of missing costumes is also 3. Wait, but I thought there were only 2 kidnappers. Indeed, something isn't adding up. Literally. Is it possible there's a 3rd kidnapper that Lance didn't see? This door is thoroughly broken thanks to the police who forced it open. Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm thinking that they definitely broke this because of the handle. The doorknob handle thingy's looking pretty beat up. I suppose that's what happens when 10 officers break their way in with brute force. Hey, that's odd. The lock on this is completely fine. Look, not a single dent. But how is that possible after what that officer told us? Yeah, if the lock had been in use when the door was busted down, then the lock itself should be completely wrecked. So the lock on the door leading to the outside is undamaged. You can't stay for long, but for now, c'est la vie. Indeed, Lily, indeed. Alright, here we go. Form a battering ram out of themselves, straight out of Luigi Dream Team. It does seem that way, doesn't it, Cryo? It's a bit strange that police had to force their way into an unlocked room. One look at the pristine door lock and anyone can see it was not in use at the time. But the policeman outside said it took 10 men to get it open. A door that was locked tight despite it being not locked at all. It can only be because of this. Oh, you mean... Yes, it was used to jam the door. Here, take a look at the door handle. Do you see how the handle is completely destroyed? So that's how the sword broke. I used to think about that Wolf Dude has so many... They're all his legionary. You're not kidding, that's funny. Had a vanilla ice cream at Burger King. Ooh. I thought we might uncover the true identity of the kidnappers. But instead, we've only uncovered more questions that need to be answered. Ah! What is it? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, am I correct? What are you doing suddenly popping out of the secret entrance like that? This is an underground passage used by staff members, sir. We Badgers also make use of it in our duties. Look, why don't you get out of there first and then we'll talk, okay? I beg your pardon, miss. Proto Badger get! Alright, only one more to go. What are you getting all excited about? Did you forget? The photo rally, duh! I do like this song. See, look, now all I have to do is get a picture of the Bad Badger and I'm done. Yes, I vaguely recall a contest or something of that sort. What? It's gone. on, but where did it go? Huh? What happened? What's wrong? A bad badger costume's missing, sir. Oh, is that all? Well, it's missing because the kidnapper stole it. I heard about how they were stolen, but they said it was only 3. They said only 3 of the costumes have been taken? What? Is he saying that more than 3 of them are gone? Mr. Proto Badger, please tell me a little more about these costumes you use. What did you mean by a bad badger costume is missing? Why, just what I said, sir. We are 1 bad badger short. Counting the spares, we have 2 of each costume on hand at all times. Okay, so because one of them is walking around in the park, the other should be in that room. Actually, both of them should be in that room. Huh? What do you mean? Normally, we don't use the bad badger costumes. In fact, we only use them during a certain event, at a set time each day. It's the stage show where the bad badger wreaks havoc around the park. And the other badgers must work together to apprehend him, sir. I'm speechless that such a show exists. Well, sir, I was just trying to explain to you the only time we use that costume. Oh. Then doesn't that make it near impossible to take a picture of the bad badger? Personally, I can't believe it's this close to showtime and there's no costume. Oh dear, what am I to do, sir? All this basically means is that the kidnappers stole 4 costumes in total. Then are you saying there are 4 kidnappers? No, I don't think that's very likely. Oh? Recall the costumes for a minute. The stolen ones, you mean? What proves that a 4th kidnapper does not exist? I mean... What a plot... What? Anywho, I'm pretty sure it's the fact that there's still a pink badger costume here. If you had 4 people and you wanted to steal a 4th costume, wouldn't you naturally go for the full set and steal a pink badger costume instead? Yeah, that makes sense. And yet, the kidnappers decided to steal another bad badger. I believe the culprits needed 2 bad badger costumes, but the question is why? Probably something to do with this together. Oh, I get it, Lily. The second bad badger costume. I believe it may be closer at hand than we think. Huh? What do you mean? That costume in the trash. Wouldn't you say it's wearing some very telltale pants? Hey, you're right. Let's get it out of there and take a look. As I suspected, it's a bad badger costume. Well, mine is the head. This is the first thing I think of. Look, its hand is hurt. Huh? Looks more like something was ripped off of it. I wonder why this bad badger's costume's right hand is torn up like that. Maybe it's a flesh wound from a fight with the blue badger? I always knew the blue badger was one ferocious beast. Does the scene have a gun attached to the costume? I somehow doubt that even real badgers are as bloodthirsty as that, Kay. Well, then maybe we need to be deducing here. Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? Probably this, the badger Bible thingy.
Eureka!
Fantastic. I believe what we have here is an inconsistency. Huh? Between what? Yeah. Look carefully. Our costume is not holding something in its right hand that it should be. Huh? Oh, the gun! Precisely. The Bad Badger was designed to always hold a gun in his right hand. However... You there, did you remove the gun from this Bad Badger's right hand? No, I did not, sir. The gun's supposed to be securely attached to the costume. As I thought, the rip itself confirms my hypothesis that the gun was forcibly removed. Mr. Proto-Badger, the gun is, of course, not a functioning weapon, correct? Absolutely not, sir. Just a model gun. However, it can fire blanks. We need to use them for the stage show. And it seems our kidnappers also had a need for the model gun, my dear costumed friend. I think we're about done with this room. So what's next? Well, we found a few answers. But there are still a few things left that we have to ask a certain person about. Let's go, Kay. You've only played the first 3 Phoenix Wright games yourself? Yeah. Crazy theory. What is your crazy theory? Mr. Edgeworth, sir. You gotta hurry, sir. Come on. You know, I was actually gonna say something similar, Cryo. What is it, detective? They found a blue badger costume down in front of the main gate, sir. What? Isn't that what one of the kidnappers was wearing? Bingo, that's why you gotta come to the main gate with me right now. If we hurry, we may be able to get there before Wolf Boy does, sir. Yeah. Alright, let's make haste to the main gate. Here we go. Yes. March 13th, 3:45 p.m. Your streams have been crashing a lot recently. You're worried? I'm sorry. Wing It Fluffy is goading you into betting with him. Where's the costume, Detective Gumshoe? Just on the other side of the fountain, sir. Was it out in the open? Was it here? Was it out here in the open all along? No, it was discovered in the tall grass back there. We moved it out here in order to examine it more thoroughly. Then let's get down to it. Well, obviously the most suspicious thing right here is this. What do we have here? Oh, it's another pendant! That's 2 treasures in one day! How lucky is that? And hey, this pretty baby's made of platinum silver too! Another pendant on top of the one we found on Mr. Deacon. Is it possible that these two... Hold it right there. Hands off, Mr. Prosecutor. You sure know how to cross a line, don't you? Ugh. A pendant, huh? This is a very decisive piece of evidence. How can you tell? Look here and read off what you see. Lauren. Hey, it's a name engraved on this. Ms. Pop's pendant data. Aha! We have you now, Miss Kidnapper. No, you don't understand. Lolly, I can't believe you were one of my kidnappers. Lance. You're kidding! Miss Pops was one of the kidnappers? Yes. It was me. I held Lance hostage. So, Miss Pops is one of the kidnappers. But even knowing that, I can't call this case solved or over. Hey, guys, case closed. Get the car ready. And I mean the special one for this young lady.
Hold it!
Heh, again, Mr. Prosecutor. What is it this time? Are you proposing that Miss Pops is also the culprit in the murder case? What happened? Thought Officer Meekins was your suspect. We found it. Found what? That officer's gun. He literally dropped it in the middle of a thick patch of grass. Your country's police are a sham. Just look at how careless they are. Who you calling a sham? The officer's gun didn't show signs of having been fired, so it can't be the murder weapon. So, Officer Meekins has been cleared of all charges, I see. And that's when a brand new suspect comes walking onto the scene. The murder only happened because the kidnappers started fighting amongst themselves. As I recall, it was you who said that, right, Mr. Prosecutor? And remember, referring to a guy's dick as a choking hazard is a compliment and an insult. You're not wrong. Skeletor, hi, how are ya? Miss Pops, did you really kill Mr. Deacon? Yes, I killed him. I can't believe it. Ha 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 ha! Thanks for the confession.
Objection!
Agent Lang, it's much too early to declare this case closed. Look at you, so sure of yourself. We've got the culprit's own confession and some very incriminating evidence. What more could you ask for? Ms. Lauren Pops? Yes? I want to hear it from you. Tell me your side of all that happened today, from the kidnapping to the murder. But why? I'm a kidnapper and the killer. Digital Circus Episode 3 looks good. Ooh. I didn't even know it was out. Isn't that enough? Oh, she's gonna go cut her hair. Interesting. It's fine if you're the one behind everything, but only if that is the truth. Now then, will you tell us the truth? Or is there some reason why you can't? They released a teaser? Oh, interesting. Okay. I've had a change of heart. I think I'd enjoy seeing you skulk away as the losing mutt. Alright, you heard me. Let's hear all about all the evil deeds you committed today. No cryo, but if you would tell me, that'd be fantastic. The one who came up with the kidnapping plan was the butler, Mr. Deacon. We knew that we could get rich by holding Lance hostage. Mr. Romano would pay anything to get his son back, after all. Everything was going according to plan, but as soon as we got the money, Mr. Deacon turned on me and tried to kill me. No, I think she really is one of the kidnappers, but I don't think she's the one that murdered him. I think that the kid was in on it, and I actually think that the kid's the one that murdered the butler. There, are you satisfied? She just confessed to her crimes a second time. At least you have the guts to admit what you've done. I can at least respect that much. Miss Pops, is what you said really the truth? Yes, it is. If that's the truth, it certainly isn't the whole truth. Because there's something that seems a bit too improbable in her confession. See, I have a problem with this. Because from everything I've seen so far, I can... This. I'm gonna press this.
Hold it!
The butler killed the butler? Interesting. Why do you think he tried to kill you? I have no idea. But maybe he had planned on doing so from the very beginning? Miss Pops! Wait, Mr. Deacon planned to kill Miss Pops from the very beginning. Was that ever really likely to happen? What should I do? Raise an objection? Yes. I'm sorry, but I don't think what you just claimed is all that likely. Huh? I don't think Mr. Deacon would have ever been capable of killing you. Oh, why? We were total strangers. It's not uncommon for people to kill each other over
Hold
money.
it!
Miss Pops, you really are clueless, aren't you? What do you mean? You never knew what your role in the kidnapping was, nor do you know who you really are. Yeah, but I do, and I can show you with this piece of evidence. Yeah. This proves Mr. Deacon wouldn't have been able to bring himself to kill Miss Pops. It's the pendant, but is it his pendant? I think it's probably her pendant.
Take that!
Why are you showing this to me? So what about the pendant? This pair of wings, along with this piece of evidence, shows who you really are. Yeah.
Take
yeah.
that!
These two pendants resemble each other, wouldn't you agree? Hey, you're right! They're the same color and they're even made of the same material. I believe that these two pendants are actually one. Huh? Shall we give it a try? Wow, it's totally a Pegasus! Uh-huh. But why? Why does my pendant match up with Mr. Deacon's? You're a smart lady. I'm sure you can imagine why that might be. What? No, that can't be! So the two make a set. Huh. It's just another trinket. It's not as though this changes anything. Oh, you lack imagination, Agent Lang. Very well. I'll show you with this evidence. Well, we have this, though.
Take that!
Oliver Deacon was just an alias for this man. His real name was Colin Devore, the name that's etched onto the horse pendant. What? An alias? I suppose he had to hide the fact that he was a felon somehow in order to live. And it makes sense given what's written in Mr. Devore's dossier. But what I really wanted to point out was this. This specific section is what reveals the truth. His daughter.
Take that!
Mr. Devore had one daughter, and her name is Lauren Pops. That's a lie! That person was not my father! He couldn't come out and tell you he was your father because he was hiding. However, I believe he was trying to secretly watch over you. Do you still believe that a man like that could kill the daughter he was separated from? Or even that such a man would allow his daughter to get involved in a kidnapping plot?
Not so fast!
Ha 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 ha! And what is so funny, Agent Lang? You are good at making things up in your head and deciding it's the truth, aren't you? What are you trying to say? Your thinking is much too innocent. After all, I've thought of another possibility. Is that so? Well, let's hear it. Oh boy. Another possibility. I'll grant you that the two of them are father and daughter. But isn't it possible they both knew that fact? It was no coincidence that the reunited pair became involved in the House of Amano. Kettle calls the pot black. Oh, excuse me. And the two of them made good use of their meetings to plan this little kidnapping. Wouldn't you say my scenario is perfectly probable as well? Hmm. So, this is his version of how things might have been. You don't have any proof that either one didn't know of their true relationship, right? You mean they knowingly committed the kidnapping as father and daughter? That's right. As one really rotten family. Is that really what happens? I'd better take a long, hard look at the evidence. Aren't you that the two of them are father and daughter? Isn't it possible they both knew the fact? No coincidence that they became involved in the House of Amano. The two of them, huh? No, we know that there's we know that there's a third person though. Here.
Objection!
This kidnapping wasn't planned by just two people alone. And what kind of proof do you have of that? Quite simply, there were 3 kidnappers. 3! 4 costumes were stolen from the Wild Wild West area's back room. We found one of them in the kidnapper's hideout. But as for the other 3, we can assume they were being worn by 3 different people. We also found a set of 3 cups and 3 folding chairs that were used in the hideout. It all clearly points to a 3-man group. And I believe this third person is the real mastermind behind the kidnapping. Who? Who is the mastermind? I present to you the brains behind the kidnapping. I'm just gonna go with what I've been thinking this whole time. That it's Lance.
Take that!
Lance Amano. Yeah, this abduction was, in fact, schemed up by Lance himself. Recall what he said when he appeared before us. Did you see the faces of your kidnappers? No, I didn't see their faces. But 2. One was a woman. However, there were 3 kidnappers, which is in direct contradiction to what he said. Hello, Keaton. How are you tonight? But I know I only saw 2 people. This guy was being held hostage. It's possible he couldn't see all 3 of them. Oh, no problem. Thank you. I appreciate it. I like mystery games. It was one heck of a hello. Because of the bombing thingy. Ah yes, about when you were being held. I have my doubts about what happened then. Lance, would you mind telling us what happened while you were being held captive? I don't really remember much anymore. Honest. And if I don't tell you at least something, you won't believe me at all, will you? Lance's testimony. I was kidnapped yesterday morning. They had me shut in that room, blindfolded the entire time. The kidnappers suddenly disappeared around the time I heard rain falling outside. My hands were cuffed, but it was a stroke of luck that they left me alone. I made my escape and ran from the room as fast as I could. Through the underground passageway, I presume. Are you okay? Sorry, I really didn't want to recall that horrible ordeal, but... Now you will believe me, right? No, not quite yet. How can you not? How can you look at me with icy daggers in your eyes? He's peeking. Because he's a prosecutor, and because they're all like that. I'll have you know, Agent Lang, a prosecutor's eyes are for discerning the truth. And should they be interpreted to be cruel at times, then so be it. There is a sticking point in Lance's testimony. Let's see what he offers up when I push a little. Indeed, indeed, indeed. Sippy, sippy. Yum, yum. Alright. Kidnapped yesterday morning. Blindfolded the entire time. Sure. They disappeared around the time. Hands were cuffed. They left alone. I want to know about this one.
Hold it!
Good pun, good pun. How did you manage to escape? I wanted to just get out of there. The door leading outside was locked, which is why I had to use the underground passageway to make my escape. I said that. He's peeking through his hands. I remember our escape to be equally as hard. This is an invaluable piece of testimony. I mustn't let it go unexamined. Yeah, because the door wasn't really locked. The door leading outside was locked tight, so I had to use the underground passageway. You're full of shit, dude.
Objection!
You say the door leading out was locked, but was it really? Aw, are they okay? We're talking about that room behind the saloon front, right? Look, I heard it took quite a few men to get that thing open. Right, Shehna? Yes, that's correct. Then take a look at this. What is that? A sword. It's not an especially reliable one if it's broken like that. The cowboy bought a dachshund and they told him to get a long little doggy. What do you mean, what just happened there? Allow me to start from the end. My conclusion is that the door was never locked. It was simply held shut by this sword, which was used to jam the handle. Lance, even though your hands were cuffed together, you could still use them. If that's the case, why did you not just simply remove the sword and escape? Oh, why didn't I? I was so disoriented. Oh, the handcuffs. Yeah, I did see it. Yes, that's it. I didn't notice it. As if I should accept such a bold-faced lie. You locked yourself in that room because you had to make yourself look like the victim. But you did not, in fact, possess the key to the door. That's why you used the prop sword to improvise and create a prison of your very own.
Not so fast!
You've been making this guy out to be one of the kidnappers for some time now. I wonder if you've forgotten something very important along the way. And what would that be? A motive, what else? Do you honestly think that an upright, pure boy like him would hatch up a completely pointless scheme such as kidnapping himself? Ooh.
Objection!
I think we do have information on this. This proves that Lance indeed did have a motive to commit the crime. It's that love letter, quote unquote. Because it's from a loan company. Yeah, for the money. To put it simply, Lance has a very urgent need for money. This is hardly your typical love letter. It is, in fact, a collections bill. It appears our upstanding boy has accumulated quite a debt. Isn't that right, Lance? Ugh. Looks like it's hard being the son of a rich man, too. Must be rough when you have to resort to stealing from your own old man, huh? Alright, I give up. I abducted myself. Lance! It's over, Lolly. In this life, we really are bound to our fates after all. All I wanted was to go with you to a new town. Somewhere where no one would know us. Wanted us to be well off with that 1 million. But now that dream is over. Oh, Lance. Then are you giving yourself up? Yes. I had planned to run away from this world with my Lolly. Oliver even helped us with the plan. But then he had to go and stab us in the back. He turned on you. Maybe he didn't want to split the ransom money, that's my guess. Happened almost right after you made the drop-off. When we were alone, he attacked me all of a sudden. After a brief struggle, I was able to contain him and keep him under control. Oh boy. My door's getting broken down. Are you coming to get him, hun, or do you want me to let him in? Neko needs to what? Seek. That's the sound of the struggle. Oh. Okay. We left him inside that room as Lolly and I made our escape. We wore different costumes and split up. Lolly left first in the blue badger costume. That would mean the person Officer Meekin saw was Ms. Pops. Bang bang roar, where is Blink? Yeah, no, Cryo's home tonight, so he's gonna take care of that. Right then, the old man just had to wake up. I was careless and he tackled me pretty hard from behind. Then Oliver put on a bad badger costume, took the suitcase with $1 million and ran. I contacted Loli right away and warned her that he had a gun. I had no idea they were related, so I thought it could only end badly. I still don't believe it. That person was not my father. Because if he was, I just killed my own father. Lolly, then was it really you? This still feels like a play. That man was not my father. I mean, because at the stadium, there was a bad badger pulling the suitcase with the $1 million in it. But that badger pointed his gun at me, aiming to shoot me dead. That's why I used the gun I got from Lance. There was a gunshot. The other person crumbled to the ground, and I ran, scared for my life. I think the big picture is finally coming into focus, don't you? Highlander, hey, welcome in. Lolly, forgive me. Didn't think it would turn into something so frightening. If only I could have protected you. So Miss Pops, she shot her own dad without knowing who he really was? If what she says is true, are you saying she's lying? Why would she lie about something like that? What purpose would it serve? See, I don't think... You would be surprised at how often people lie without even realizing it themselves, Kay. Huh? What's that supposed to mean? What I mean is, listen very carefully to her confession one more time and you'll see. That man was not my father because at the stadium. Bad badger pulling the suitcase with $1 million.
Hold it!
I want to know about this. Were you able to clearly see the gun? Because I want to know if it was like the fake gun. Yes, I got a very good look at it while it was pointed at me. Oh, Father, why would you try to shoot me? You really think a father would shoot his own daughter, Mr. Edgeworth? I don't know. I don't want to believe it myself. But it's true. My father's left arm was raised with a gun in it. Didn't his thingy say that he was right-handed? Pointed straight at me. I'm about to die, I thought. Ms. Pops, please calm down and take a deep breath. And then, would you allow me to please hear that last statement one more time? Yes, of course. Yeah, no. He's right-handed.
Objection!
I have here a dossier on your father. And according to this, your father was right-handed. Ah, then The person putting a gun at you from atop the stage was not Mr. Deacon.
Not so fast!
Hold on there, Mr. Prosecutor. I think you need to take a refresher course. The Bad Badger has a model gun attached to his right hand, which is why the only hand he could have held the real gun with was his left. Isn't it possible it went down like that? Agent Lang, were you paying attention to what Miss Pobbs was saying? Then again, I suppose I can't expect someone who has never set foot in court to catch it. Enough with the smugness. Out with it already. He's sweating buckets. Miss Pobbs told us earlier. There was a Bad Badger pulling the suitcase with the $1 million in it. According to you, the Bad Badger had the gun in his left hand, which would mean he was pulling the suitcase with his right hand. Is that correct, Miss Pobbs? Yes, exactly. And I'm sure it was the Bad Badger. It had those huge sunglasses on his face. But if that's the case, even I can see there's a huge contradiction. Yes, Miss Pobbs claims to have seen the Bad Badger. And yet the Bad Badger had both of his hands full. These two pieces of information contradict each other, so one must be wrong. The fact that both are correct leaves me, you know what, I feel like it was only the head, because she only mentioned the sunglasses. They're both correct. Impossible. That just leaves us with an irresolvable contradiction. Miss Popp's entire statement rests on the fact she saw his sunglasses and beard. But what if that Bad Badger wasn't wearing pants on his lower half? Yeah, see? This proves there was a way for the Bad Badger to freely use both hands.
Take that!
Go. The costumes have two parts to them, a head and the body. Oh, I get it now. The head Miss Pops saw probably really was the head of the Bad Badger. However, it's not possible that the body was that of an... Is it not possible that the body was that of an entirely different badger? A different badger? Yes. Or, to put it more bluntly, I believe it was the lower half of this badger. The body of the Bad Badger. Probably this one.
Take that!
What the heck is it? It's the Proto Badger. Yes, in a simple matter of process of elimination. Miss Pops was wearing the Blue Badger's costume, so we can eliminate that one. And the Pink Badger is of the wrong color, which would have been incredibly obvious. All that's left is the Proto Badger costume. Ms. Pops, who was the one who wore the Proto Badger costume? That would be Lance.
Not so fast!
Are you saying what I think you are? That Lance Amano donned the Bad Badger's head and pretended to be Mr. Deacon, on top of which he plotted to shoot Ms. Pops while wearing that hideous thing. The stage that was set up in the stadium was nothing more than that, a setup. And its purpose was to lead Miss Pops into believing she had committed murder. Standing there in front of Miss Pops and pretending to be the victim. It was all done so she would pull the trigger. I have no idea what you're talking about. Why exactly would I have had to do all that, huh? There's but one reason, Lance Amano. You are the real culprit behind the murder of Mr. Oliver Deacon. What? That's what I've been saying like for the last 20 minutes, right? I have a so I like Edgeworth a lot. Kitten of Death, thanks for lurking. I just noticed you pop in. I have another favorite prosecutor. Somebody that, you know, drinks a lot of coffee. Obviously not as colorful as Danganronpa, but Edgeworth is iconic. Speaking of Danganronpa, we should most likely will be bringing Danganronpa back on Tuesday, and I'm probably going to be planning a finale event for Saturday next week for the end of Danganronpa 2. Also, for members, Ultra Despair Girls tomorrow. Yippee! That's slander. Take it back. You take it back right now. Just out of curiosity, Lance, which is your dominant hand? I'm left-handed, but what does that have to do with anything? It depends. According to Miss Pops, her attacker held a gun in his left hand.
Not so fast!
Ha! Who is what-handed doesn't prove a thing. You like Edgeworth the most is because he's the original? That's really fair. No, I still have I have a different favorite prosecutor. And besides, now you're just being absurd. It's not like the Proto-Badger is bulletproof. One misfire and he would have found himself dead, right? Right, but he handed her the fake gun, the one filled with blanks.
Objection!
Of course, logically, if he had been shot, he probably wouldn't be here with us. But I believe he had thought of that as well and prepared accordingly. And this should be all the evidence you need. Yeah, wait a minute. Isn't Winston Payne the original prosecutor? Too bad you don't have any disposable ink. Sure, Nagito would have enjoyed that despair and laughed. Yeah, I was gonna say the title that the OG prosecutor is Winston Payne. This should be all the evidence you need. And it's gonna be that missing model gun. This is how Lance made sure that he wouldn't be hit by a bullet. Yeah, uh-huh.
Take that!
We found one half of a bad badger costume in the hideout. A broken one. It was not the same one that the victim was wearing. Plus, it was missing something. And that something is the model gun that the bad badger carries, which can fire blanks. What? Miss Pops, where's the gun you used now? I threw it away into the sea. That makes it a bit tough to verify what it was. Although I believe we can safely assume it was the model gun in question. Ooh, that's a good one too, Kitten of Death. If you were in Danganronpa, what would you be the ultimate of? Give me a few minutes to think, please.
Not so fast!
I've heard enough. All you've been spouting so far is pure conjecture. I admit that as long as the model gun is lost to us, I can't prove I'm right. However, I can say that the probability I'm right is very high. Okay, let's pretend you were right, and that the murder at the stadium was a fabrication. In that case, where do you think the murder really took place, Mr. Prosecutor? I don't know yet. Ha! I knew you were full of it. You'd be the ultimate... No, you wouldn't, Cherry. You'll be the ultimate wallflower. Jeez. I don't know. I don't know what I'd be the ultimate. However, I do believe that the murder took place during an earlier time frame. Pixel Kiwi, hello. Unholy Plague, hi. Please, wait a second. It is simply not possible. Because I saw Mr. Deacon after he was restrained by Lance. She saw the victim in the state of being restrained. I came back to the hideout long after the other two. By that time, Lance had already subdued and restrained Mr. Deacon. He had tied Mr. Deacon securely to the beam in the room next door. No, that was us. Hi, Kumo. After that, the two of us put on our costumes and made our escape. How goes the stream? The stream is, pretty good. So, Mr. Deacon must have escaped after the two of you left, right? We thought that it'd attract too much attention if we left together, so I left first. We planned to meet up again at the stage in the stadium. But then as I was walking through the park, I got a call from Lance on my cell phone. Oliver managed to escape. Looked like he was waiting till I was alone. He also stole the gun from me at that time. And then the murder happened. Mr. Deacon must have overheard their plan to meet up at the stage. Well, Mr. Prosecutor, Ms. Pop saw the victim with her own eyes. Which means the victim was still alive at that time, wouldn't you agree? I disagree. Why does that sound wrong to me? There must be something amiss about this account. Let's see what happens when I examine it in more detail. Yeah. Ah, guy indeed, indeed. What a stupid looking guy Lance is. You're so not wrong, Pixel Kiwi. I came back out to the hideout. At that time, Lance had already subdued and restrained Mr. Deacon. Yeah, no, but this was us, so...
Hold it!
You're sure that it was Mr. Deacon that you saw? Yes, I'm certain of what I saw. Did you go into the other room to check? Lance said it was best if I didn't get too close to him. Lance, he's such a kind soul. Then are you telling me you did not confirm that it was Mr. Deacon for yourself? Sippy sippy! Neko's the ultimate kitty. Meow. I checked through the slit in the door that separates the two rooms. He had a bad badger's head on, so I'm absolutely sure. That just had to be Mr. Deacon. She saw a bad badger head. No. So the tied up Mr. Deacon was still in his bad badger costume? Yes, and it appears she misread the whole situation. Cryo drinks a lot of coffee, guys. What now? Should I raise an objection? Yes. The person you saw was not the victim. What? Why not? I'll tell you why not. With this. This, Miss Pop, shows us that the person you saw was not the victim. The head.
Take that!
Ms. Pops, the person you saw was not Mr. Deacon at all. Huh? The person you actually saw was me. It was me. Huh? The person I saw was you, Mr. Edgeworth. I always thought it was a bit odd. Why would the kidnapper abduct me, even if after I had handed over the ransom? It's not as though I saw the face of the kidnappers. If I were them, I would have just taken the $1 million and ran. But in the end, there was a point to it all. It was to make me look like Mr. Deacon. And if that was the reason for which I was abducted, then I believe we can assume that the victim was already dead at that time. Well, Lance, am I right? That's... You showed Miss Pops a person, namely me, with a bad badger's head on. Dude, Blaze, you're not kidding. When Cryo and I first got together, he was drinking 6 pots of coffee a day. Even now, sometimes he does that. Is Edgeworth just solving his own case? You never played or watched this game? Yeah, so basically this is just Edgeworth going out and being a badass. Oh, excuse me. Holy coffee, Batman? Yeah, right. You showed Miss Pops a person, namely me, with the bad badger's head on, and then made your costume to escape together, or so you pretended. You only know the stupid objection meme? Fantastic. It's not an exaggeration. It is a lot of coffee. Huh? What do you mean he pretended? Dark Shadow Ray, hi, welcome in. Exactly that. I believe Lance watched you escape, and then doubled back to the hideout. Probably to come and remove the bad badger's head from my unconscious self. That's all you need. Sometimes you can't get rid of the coffee bomb. And to create his fake prison with the prop sword, he then escaped via the passageway. Hold your tongue, boy. Don't get caught up in that tidal wave of words coming out of Mr. Prosecutor's mouth. Tidal wave. We've heard a lot come out of you, but I've yet to see a shred of evidence. The victim's betrayal and his subsequent detainment. All of that could have happened while you were out cold. That's right. You said you were out for quite a while, Mr. Prosecutor. How do you know how long we were out for? Even if that were the case, Miss Pops still would have seen me tied to that beam. I was scared of Mr. Deacon, so I didn't go into the next room. I really have no idea if you were in there or not, Mr. Edgeworth. You see, it would seem you can't prove a thing. Who said that? You had to cut back to one purple monster a morning instead of your coffee, because if it's coffee, you won't stop. I feel that. You're surprised, Probably could challenge 2 people in a coffee drinking contest and win. Yeah. Yeah. No, he's not joking. Please wait. Mr. Amano. Oh, Miles, my boy. Looks like you're really giving it your all. And Lance, it's not good to cause trouble for others. Dad. Let's see, you are the one in charge of this investigation, correct? Yes, that's right. I'm sorry, my son has been nothing but trouble. This probably won't make up for anything, but I have some evidence for you. Oh, do you now? Is that what I think it is? It's the Bad Badger costume, and the victim was wearing, and a gun. I couldn't wait around for the police, so I went and found these myself. Appears they were disposed of in the sea. Is there no one in this country who actually obeys the law? There. Now, Agent Lang, please calm down. What the heck is this scrap of paper? This appears to be a letter from the Chief of Police. Please allow Mr. Amano complete freedom to do as he sees fit, it says. What? The Chief of Police? Who does he think he is? The person who wields the highest authority in this area. Ho ho ho! There. There's no need to be so upset. I'm not a cop from this land, so I'm not bound by the laws of your country. Snail, hi! How are you? Now there. Now. This wasn't meant to strong-arm you into anything. Just a request. I'm only asking you please respect the laws of the land. I can't really say no to that. However, returning to the topic at hand. It doesn't matter who found the evidence. Its value remains unchanged. Alright, now let's take a look at this new evidence. I've already got the results back. I had special forensic research lab that I'm on good terms with conduct the tests. They verified the blood on the costume belonged to Oliver. As for the gun, the only fingerprints they could find were yours, Lauren. What? You disappoint me, Miles. I can't believe that you would cause my son such stress and heartache. Thank goodness I was able to find the final pieces of evidence. Why do I have a bad feeling about this? This guy pays special people? Yeah. Yeah, yeah. With this, you'll have no reason left to push my poor boy around. That's it? These are case-making pieces of evidence? Ha, I'll be the judge of that. The first thing I see right now is this piece of that, like, glass in there. Looks like there's something inside the costume head. Hey, that sparkle, I bet they're really valuable. Sorry, they're just pieces of a mirror, but why are they in here? Oh, what did I say? Like 20, like last time we did this stream, I was like, I bet this guy was killed in the haunted house. There was blood-looking stuff on the wall. People, including Edgeworth, at one point were hired to deal with. Yeah. This bullet hole. It looks kind of burnt around the edges. Wait, those burn marks were left by the gunpowder. This is a most important fact. Why is that? Because it's proof the victim was shot at point-blank range. Ah, Could this gun be the actual murder weapon? Well, are these not the most definitive pieces of evidence you've ever seen? Thank you, Dad. This should be enough to convince even Mr. Edgeworth over there. Must be a Colin main. Ew. Make no mistake, there are fingerprints on that murderous gun. And they prove it was Lolly who killed Oliver. But Oliver was also after Lolly's life. So, Mr. Edgeworth, even if you must see that Lolly was only acting in self-defense. The fingerprints on the weapon, huh? Oh no, this isn't helpful at all. Look, Mr. Edgeworth, all I want to do is save Lolly. But in the end, all I can do is watch as she takes the punishment for her crimes. That may be all you can do, however. I still have a case to solve and a job to do. Lance is one of the dumbest looking people I'm not disagreeing with you. The job of unraveling your insidious lie. You wound me. Why won't you believe me, even in the face of all this evidence? Because... even if... her prints couldn't have even been on the gun because the costumes have gloves.
Hold it!
Those fingerprints, are you sure they belong to Miss Pops? There's no mistake about it. Through my connections, I had the best forensic techniques money can buy performed. I find that to be a bit peculiar. What? You trying to pick an argument with me? Yeah, I am. I don't believe that Miss Pops' print should be on that gun to begin with. And the reason why is because the costumes...
Take that!
It's simply not possible for Miss Pops to have left any prints on the murder weapon. Because while she was at the stadium, Ms. Pops was wearing a costume. Huh? But there's been no mistake. We found fingerprints. Well, Miss Pops, do you remember touching the gun at all at any time? Oh, yes. As a matter of fact, I did hold it for a bit. Back in the hideout. I handed it off to Mr. Teakin when he and Lance left for the haunted house. To retrieve the ransom money, I suppose. And there you have it. That's when Ms. Pop's prints found their way onto the gun. Do you understand now, Mr. Amano? The fingerprints do nothing to prove that Ms. Pops is the murderer. You still don't have anything to prove she isn't the killer, right? You think the yeah, no, yep. That is, like, the key here, I think. You seem very adamant about insisting that your girlfriend's a cold-blooded killer. Oh, Lance. What? No way. I'm incredibly worried about her. That doesn't change the fact that you don't have any evidence, right? Huh. That's where you're wrong. I have the evidence. What? How? The story that Ms. Pops killed the victim at the stage in the stadium. The whole affair is simply not true, because that's not the real crime scene, but a setup. The real murder was not committed at the stadium at all, because... Wait, where is it? Victim's costume. Here we go.
Take that!
Let's take another good look at the costume the victim was wearing. Then I believe you'll see why I insist he was not shot at the stadium. This is the part of the costume that proves it.
Take that!
This burn around the bullet hole was made when the victim was shot at point-blank range. So then you mean the murder Miss Oldbag saw at the stadium really was... Yes, she saw two people, but they were separated by a distance. If the victim was indeed shot from below the stage, there shouldn't be a gunpowder burn. Ah! Look at you, Mr. Smarty Pants Prosecutor. Since you seem to know all the answers, why not tell us where the real crime scene is, then? It's the haunted house. Lance set me up to look like Mr. Deacon back at the hideout. If that's the case, the murder must have happened prior to that. And the location where Lance and the victim were at just before I was imprisoned was the haunted house. I know the real scene of the murder. Yep.
Take that!
Yeah! I think it's not unreasonable to assume the murder took place in the haunted house. The haunted house? Yes, and I have proof it's highly likely the victim was killed there. What proves the real scene of the crime was the haunted house? That would be the mirror fragments.
Take that!
These were inside the costume the victim was wearing. They're fragments of a mirror. A mirror? And what does that have to do with anything? Indeed, you don't exactly expect to find pieces of a mirror inside a costume. Yeah, that's actually pretty dangerous. However, there's one place I can think of where there's a plethora of mirror fragments. And that's the haunted house. Lance Amano, I propose that you killed Mr. Deacon with a revolver in the haunted house. Sounded like a Clue, game of Clue. After that, you stole the Blue Badger mobile to move his body to the Wild Wild West area. The timing of when the Blue Badger mobile was stolen confirms this as a fact. Miles, my boy, say no more. I'm sorry, Mr. Amano, but I cannot do that.
Not so fast!
Be quiet. Yes, please do something. Stop that boy from speaking any more nonsense. Ernest Amano, I meant correct. I meant you. Now be quiet, Grimps. How dare you? I don't need words. The only thing I require is evidence. Decisive evidence. And to call these mirror bits decisive is a bit too presumptuous, Mr. Prosecutor. What? Jesus, okay. Sheena, wasn't there a mirror in the kidnapper's hideout? Yes, there was a mirror there. A mirror that's for the haunted house. You see, isn't it possible the fragments got into the costume there? But Agent Lang, there were no fragments on the floor, so the probability is very low. You're gonna take your leave now, but have fun with the rest of the stream. You have a great night, Noivarlo. And hope to see you again soon.
Not so fast!
Probability. Ha 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 ha. Lang Ji says, on truth's path, the word probability does not exist. The only thing that does is definitive proof. The question, Mr. Prosecutor, is do you have the definitive proof you need? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, do you? Do I have solid evidence that proves the murder took place at the haunted house? The answer is no. See, so since you don't have any, shut up. I don't have the evidence yet, but I'm certain a murder occurred around the time I turned the ransom over. At that time, the only people at the haunted house, besides myself, were Lance and Mr. Deacon. If I can prove the murder took place at the haunted house, then I can prove Lance's guilt in connection to the murder. What now, Mr. Edgeworth? Agent Lang, I have a special request. Yeah? I'd like to prove to you that the scene of the crime was indeed the haunted house. Why in the world are you asking the werewolf for permission? Because I don't really have a choice if I want to find the truth. Alright, permission granted, but you're not to touch a single thing, got it? That won't be a problem. All that's important to me is that the truth be brought to light. It doesn't matter by who or how it's done as long as it is. Sheena. I'm here. Put in the paperwork for the authorization immediately. Understood. I'll go get the Gatewater Group's approval. Who was that? No. Let's hold on for a second. There's no need to obtain approval. Mr. Amano. Agent Lang, if you would please take a look at this. What is this, Sheena? It's the deed to the haunted house. The deed? Read it out loud. Gatewater Land Incorporated hereby bequeaths the property known as the haunted house to Mr. Amano for the lump sum of $1 million, paid in full in cash. What? You don't think Lang can read? Maybe he just can't read whatever language it is that they speak in the country that we're in. Ho ho ho! As you can see, I am now the legal owner of the haunted house. Are you kidding? When did you? I ran into the owner of the park earlier, and we made the deal almost immediately. How quickly things move when you can prepare $1 million in the blink of an eye. Finished uploading your Tetrio video. Ooh. That $1 million you paid. Don't tell me it was... Oh, that's right. This disgusting suitcase belongs to you, doesn't it? I don't have any more use for it, so you may have it back now. You used the ransom money. My Lance is a good boy. He even apologized for the kidnapping a bit earlier. So I do believe I will forgive him. After all, he did return the ransom money. That's the way things are, so if you would please discuss things with me from now on. Discuss? What is there to discuss? Why, permission to enter the haunted house, of course. Oh, and I'm getting broken in on again. Your headcanon is he can't read at all. That's kind of funny, Blaze. While we were busy listening to Lance's story, Mr. Amano was out there preempting us. Permission to search the haunted house is denied. End of discussion. Agent Lang, I want you to arrest that girl. And Miles, you should hurry on home now, my boy, before I really lose my temper. Mr. Amano definitely has the deck stacked in his favor here. What should I do? If I leave it like this, the truth will be lost forever. If I can't get permission to investigate the crime scene, then the truth will be lost. Hold it! Okay. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you doing spacing out? Have you forgotten there's only one thing you should do at a time like this? And what is that? When the people are in a bind, the hero of justice appears to save the day. Look, you just leave it to me. For I am Kay Faraday, the second of the great Yatagarasu. But I thought you were a thief, not a hero. Yatakarasu is noble and is always a thief of justice. It is really good. That's, of course. If we have enough information, I can recreate the inside of the haunted house with this. Plus, if we factor in everyone's testimony, you can recreate exactly what happened when I dropped off the ransom money. We may be able to figure out some new information through this. It's worth a try. Agent Lang. Ah, so you want to use your little toy. Be my guest. Okay, hang on. You're all about to witness the true power of a real modern-day Robin Hood. Detective Gumshoe. Is there a copy of the haunted house's blueprint among the police reference documents? Yes, sir. We just got it in case we needed it for the kidnapping case. Alright, I'll input the haunted house data then. He does look really punchable. What is this? Where are we? It's like we're inside the haunted house. Even if we can't inspect the real location itself, the path to the truth slumbers here. If we can successfully navigate my way using logic, I'll ultimately arrive at the truth. Aw, Cat No Death, thank you. I wish I could do it every night, but it does strain on my voice. Now then, I believe I'm ready to investigate the crime scene. Okay, what should I recreate first? You haven't figured it out yet. Maybe I haven't, maybe I haven't, but I'm gonna make you do all the hard work. Very well, I'd like to inspect the moment which I was ambushed by my abductor. The two of them were definitely in this place at that time. If I can verify that, it may provide me with a new lead. I had just come out into the hallway after leaving the money inside the dining room. At that time, I saw a badger slumped over on the floor at the end of the hall. Hell, what was the badger doing all the way down there? I also thought it strange. However, I thought that maybe it was simply a mannequin that was set there for an atmosphere. Do you know which badger it was? No, it was too dark to tell. All I saw was its silhouette. In that case, I guess I'll just program a badger silhouette in for now. Okay, programming complete. Then I started walking toward the exit. And that's when you were struck from behind, right? Yes. But that's odd. The hallway's a dead end. Where did your assailant come from? There's only one location I can think of. I believe my assailant was lying in wait here. That's probably here. Probably the person slumped down.
Take that!
That doll I saw wasn't really a doll. It was, in fact, a costumed kidnapper. Oh, so he used the costume as perfect camouflage to blend in with the rest of the house. Precisely. He waited until I had made the drop-off and was about to leave. Then, just as he saw me take a step toward the exit, he stood and launched his attack. I can think of no better hiding place than this. Hey, not bad. I'm beginning to think I should steal this tactic for myself. Just don't use it to do anything criminal, Kay. So he came over here and attacked me. Well, Lance? What are you asking me for? As one of the kidnappers, I figured I should give you a chance to confess first. I was one of the kidnappers, but I don't know anything. I did come up to the haunted house, but I never set foot inside. I left Oliver in charge of picking up the ransom money. You didn't set foot inside. Is he telling the truth, or is this another lie? Alright then, you're claiming it was Mr. Deacon who assaulted me. Yes, I'm sure it was him. Okay, inputting the new info now. Mr. Deacon was the bad badger, right? Since the bad badger has a gun attached to its right hand, I'll have to change it so the weapon's in the left hand. Now to verify the facts of this recreation. Aww. You didn't recreate the weapon. Well, I can't exactly recreate something I don't know that I know nothing about. So tell me, what were you hit with? The attack came from behind, so I have no idea. But I doubt it was someone's bare hands. Okay, then where were you hit? I was hit on the right side of my head, just above my temple. There was a bit of blood, but it wasn't anything serious. Ouch, sounds painful. Why are you smirking like that when you say it? It's just your imagination. Now let's see. I wonder if there's anything in the hallway that could have been used as a weapon. Probably this broken prop sword. Or well, the prop sword that's there. I'm like thinking of the broken prop sword.
Take that!
I have it. There was indeed one such object laying here in the hallway. A prop sword. Are you talking about this thing here? Yes, although we did find it at the kidnapper's hideout. Wait, yes, it's possible the culprit took it with him after using it on me. To leave no evidence behind, right? Correct. It may be worth a more thorough examination yet. So, what kind of test did you want to run on this sword? Probably a luminol test. Culprit was wearing a costume at the time, so a fingerprint analysis is useless. Let's run a luminol test. It's possible some of my blood found its way onto this. Agent Lang, may I ask for your cooperation in this matter? Like I have a choice. Sheena, call the lab boys. Understood. Except for a dab on the left side, it would appear that the blade is spotless. So it must have been on the left side of the prop sword that hit you then, right? Huh. Okay, I'll update the recreation with this new piece of info. This doesn't feel right. See, like, this is the wrong side. In the next instant, this badger will swing his left arm, complete with weapon in hand. Yes, to club him with the left side of the prop sword. Shall you recreate the moment of impact? I want to see that pained expression on your face. It's just fine the way it is. Huh? Wait, maybe not. Is it just my imagination or something not quite right? Yeah, no, it doesn't, that's not right. Yeah, the sword's much bigger than the previous image.
Eureka!
Finally, I found a clear contradiction of facts about this sword. Except for a bit on the left side, the prop sword is absolutely spotless. However, if the culprit had used his left hand, the blood would be on the opposite side. Yeah. The opposite side, huh? If the culprit held the sword in his left hand, then the sword's right side would hit. I see, but the blood was on the left side of the sword, right? Which means he used his right hand to hit you. Exactly. This prop sword has a large handguard attached to the hilt. It would be impossible to hold it with two hands while wearing a costume with such big hands. Therefore, if it couldn't be the left hand or both hands, it must have been the right. I'll change the data to reflect a right-handed swing. Not yet, Kay. There's no sense in changing anything yet. If you change the parameters to the right hand, it only create a new contradiction. Yep, would conflict with the gun.
Take that!
The bad badger already holds a gun in his right hand, so he can't hold a sword in addition. Hey, that's right! Then what now? If it wasn't in his left hand or his right hand, it means that the one who struck me could not have been the bad badger. Are you paying attention, Lance? Mr. Deacon could not have been the one who struck me, which leaves only you as our primary suspect. Fine, it was me. I hit you. It appears you lied to me yet again, but see how quickly they catch up to you, Lance. Wait, isn't Lance left-handed? Ah, yes. That's what makes this deception all the more interesting. He used his right hand to make it look like Mr. Deacon had been the one to strike me. For you see, firing a gun with one's non-dominant hand is difficult. But that level of dexterity isn't required to swing a prop sword. Okay, please input this new data. The one who hit me from behind was Lance. Or should I say, the proto-badger. You got it. Here I go. Now we have a faithful recreation of the situation around the attack on me. Alright, all we have to do is examine the new recreation and... Ha 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 ha! And what exactly is so funny, Agent Lang? That amusing little gadget sure packs a punch, right, Sheena? Yes, it was all I could do to hold my laughter in. Hey, don't make fun of little thief, you mean old werewolf. He and Mr. Edgeworth bring out the best in each other. You've had your little fun, but now it's my turn. I sat quietly by, listening. But the crude conclusion you two keep spewing don't whet this wolf's appetite. There's no guarantee your toy will always show the real simulation at any given time. All it displays is whatever information you put in there, right? Well, when you put it that way... Your suppositions are wrong. It's not your fault, so I'm going to let you in on this. There's a trick to this haunted house. And what may that be exactly? A trick beyond which your tiny imaginations can produce. Sheena. Here you are. Now then, what you missed, girlie, is written right here in this pamphlet. The 7 Wonders of the Haunted House. The Disappearing Badger. What's this? I'd say that someone around here is fond of theatrics. And as you can see, they set a doll down at the end of this hallway for that purpose. Basically, the blue badger you saw was just a stupid doll. How can this be? Guess that throws your whole theory about it being your attacker right out the window. Ugh. But that can't be right. Maybe the culprit hid the doll somewhere. And then he laid down and pretended to be it instead. If the criminal couldn't even hide himself in the hallway, how could he hide a giant doll? Do you get it now, thanks to your presumptions? Your logic started off weak and led you to the completely wrong conclusion. Now get off your high horse. Mr. Edgeworth? Hey, I wonder if you could please input the new information for me. You don't know when to quit, do you? Now you're gonna laugh every time? Yikes. I can't quit, not until I can declare I've found out the truth. Agent Lang, for the additional information, you have my thanks. There you go again. We'll see if I care. Okay, I'm updating the recreation now. And I have to go to the bathroom. So I'll leave you with this lovely music, and I'm gonna go take a quick bathroom break. As soon as I make sure that I can actually do so. Okay, here we go. I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. We gotta wait, what? Oh, I think I know. Oh, because they have to bet. Oh, go away. Okay, I will fix it. Give me a second. I can fix it. I can fix that right now. Nightbot. Commands. Edit.
Hi there.
Oh. Please, what do you want Sylvie to do? Let me see if this works. I don't think that's how do you spell that actually? Ugh, I hate writing this word even. See if this works. Yeah.
I challenge you to a duel.
There we go. There we go. I fixed it. And it's like, and it's Sakura too, which is... Play no commentary for the rest of the stream. No, 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 no. Ugh. God, I hated every second of having to type that. Besides, I won, so... Boom. There we go. That looks really weird. Look at how it changes from the blue badger into the proto badger all of a sudden. If the slumped over badger was just a doll, where was my attacker hiding? Well, that's what we're gonna find out, right? So come on, Mr. Edgeworth, let's go! Yes, let's. This recreation can't be right, which means there must be a contradiction somewhere. Yes, that indeed. The I challenge you to a duel is indeed Gentleman Cho'Gath. I've been waiting for you to catch on to that for a hot minute. It was indeed, Cryo. How long did you miss? Not too long, I don't think. I did have to go to the bathroom. This recreation can't be right, which means there must be a contradiction somewhere. I'm getting a date? Yay! I know where I want to go, and I know what I want, too. You were making coffee, had to make a sandwich, but forced to eat your sandwich upstairs? Yay. Hold on. What was I doing? Right. We're gonna go examine around. When you take a look around, it almost feels more like a house of mirrors. Indeed. Who has ever heard of this many mirrors inside of a haunted house before? Well, at least we know this is the real crime scene thanks to the mirror shards. Hey, wait! These shards, there's something different about them. Oh? The ones we found earlier are thicker than the shards on these from the mirrors on this wall. And look, there's some sort of design on the back, too. The pieces from that costume are certainly different from the other mirrors. What does this mean? Could it be that the pieces are not pieces of these mirrors? sign on the back. Interesting. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. This blue badger is just a doll for use in this haunted house. Real quick, wait, air-fried pizza rolls? Drinking coffee alone doesn't sit well without anything solid in the stomach. Yeah. Ew, snail, absolutely not jealous at all. Everything at Chick-fil-A is fried in peanut oil and I can't have it. Two-way mirror, maybe? I was thinking like a mirror door, maybe, even, Kumo. It's League that we play? Yes, we do play League. Wingit's now in the top 10 netcoin count thanks to Fluffy. Okay, the blue badger is just a doll for use in this haunted house. I bet the one who killed the blue badger was the bad badger, right? According to the Blue Badger Bible, it says that they are each other's worst enemy. All because one's an ally of justice and the other's a vile criminal with a gun. Perhaps they were just destined to battle each other. Much like the Steel Samurai and the Evil Magistrate. I don't feel like this is right, though. Let me examine this pamphlet again. Am I just... I missed something absolutely cringe? What? Been active in cleaning, so mostly lurking. Ah. This way. This way. Am I... No, it is backwards. Yes.
Eureka!
Hold on a second here. There's something wrong with this blue badger. Huh? Like what? The way the belt's on him is opposite of how it should be. Did you make a mistake? That can't be. I inputted the image data exactly as in the pamphlet. So then why is the blue badger dressed up in reverse? The blue badger in the pamphlet photo is in reverse to the regular blue badger. But why? There must be some sort of explanation. Yeah, because of the mirror, right?
Ding ding!
Thanks, Blaze. Did you ever tell me what you wanted me to do with Sylvie, Blaze? I didn't see it. If you did. Oh, you'd wanted Dino Nuggies. Hold on. Dino Nuggies for Sylvie. There you go. Send her back to work. We must feed the hardworking streamer, yeah. Kay, do you remember what you said earlier? What I said earlier about what? About how this building might as well have been a house of mirrors. A house of mirrors? Oh, that would explain the reversed, or mirror image. Yes, this blue badger might be nothing more than the reflected image of a real one. Then was the blue badger you saw just a reflection? When I looked down this hall, I thought it was perfectly straight. However, if there was a mirror... Oh, it would actually form an L shape, right? Precisely. I was deceived. The hallway was almost pitch black. And there was a beam in the way that obstructed my view of the other hallway. Wait, but why build this place like that? It sounds pretty pointless to me. Okay, this house is just another attraction at an amusement park. They created a mirror wall for a very specific purpose. One I can point out to you. The reason they built a mirror wall... because it's one of the 7 wonders, right?
Take that!
As it's written in the pamphlet, the main draw of this attraction is the mystery of the disappearing badger. You mean they built the mirror for that trick alone? But you said you saw the badger, so it was definitely still there. That was true at the time. However, doing this allows someone to make the blue badger disappear at a flash. Would it be like moving the mirror wall? To remove a reflected image, simply move the mirror. Ah! First the mirror was constructed so it could be moved. Then, beyond where the mirror was, an empty hallway had to be created. Oh, so when they wanted people to see the blue badger, they would open the mirror. And when they wanted to hide it, they simply had to close it again. This explains why the other side of these fragments have a design on them. Ah, and if the pattern is the same as the other walls in this hallway, then when the mirror is closed, it would blend in with the rest of the walls. This is the mirror trick that this haunted house employs. And this also proves the existence of a hiding place for the culprit. Huh? How so? Think about it, Kay. There was a place that was outside my field of vision. The culprit kept out of sight by hiding here. Maybe like here.
Take that!
There was a very large blind spot, one I could not see beyond, and it was here. If my assailant hid on the other side of the movable mirror, then you wouldn't be able to see him. He didn't even need to do anything to the blue badger doll. Exactly. All he had to do was wait for me on the other side of the mirror. Wait, hold on. I just thought of something. Yes? Well, shouldn't the mirror wall be broken right now in reality? Since we have a few shards of it, we can probably assume it is. Yes, it most definitely is broken. The question is, when was it broken? Since we found these inside the victim's costume, that would mean the victim was there when the mirror wall was broken. Wait, that sound. Leave the money and go now. That sound I heard was most definitely the sound of a mirror breaking. Okay, I'd like you to input some new information. Ah, don't scare me like that! Sorry, but I need you to recreate something for me. Sure, whatever you need. So what do you need anyway? If you could first recreate this hallway just before I entered the dining room. You got it. Now this. I believe this is how it was right before I entered the dining room. Although at the time, I thought it was but a single straight hallway. And then I went inside. It was around then that I heard the sound of a mirror shattering. You heard what? Then... Yes, I believe it was then that the mirror was broken. Okay, so when you stepped outside into the hallway again, the mirror wall should no longer exist. Kay, please recreate that. Got it! I don't know, Mari. That's a good question. Wait, but with the mirror gone, the culprit lost his hiding spot. So where did he go in his proto-badger suit, Mr. Edgeworth? Huh, that's easy enough. With the mirror gone, he simply hid himself in the branch hallway. Huh, I think this about wraps it up. Looks like we finally solved everything. No, not yet. An even larger contradiction is now reared its head. Huh? Perhaps you did not notice, but this recreation contains a very troubling inconsistency. The inconsistency between what I saw in the recreation lies... We still saw a badger at the end of this corridor.
Take that!
Okay, take a good look at the end of the hall. Oh, there's new blue badger there! Exactly. The blue badger that I saw in reality is not here. This is the final point on this long chain of logic. The last remaining contradiction. But if the body was there... So let me get this straight. When you came out of the dining room, you saw a badger, right? And that is precisely where the final contradiction lies. Something that shouldn't exist was there before me. Who or what do you suppose it was? I believe this is the real identity of our mystery badger. I would be... the victim's costume.
Take that!
The badger I saw was in actuality the dead victim's body. What? Agent Lang, the entirety of my complete logic is my final, decisive piece of evidence. The murder happened in the hallway of the haunted house at the time of the drop-off. And you can consider the moment I heard the mirror breaking to be the real time of death for Mr. Deacon. No! Maybe it was due to their fighting, or perhaps it was the life-shattering bullet. But no matter what the cause was, the hallway mirror wall was broken.
Not so fast!
You were in the house at the time, right? Are you telling me you missed the sound of a gunshot?
Objection!
There were a variety of sound effects playing at the time. All for theatrics, I assume. The gunshot must have blended right in. Ay-ya! Now then, I'd like you to recall something for me. Who was it that was with the victim at the haunted house? Who was the one that had the opportunity to rob the victim of his gun and use it on him? It was you, Lance Amano. I'm sorry. That face, indeed. It's not like I had a choice. Oliver turned on me all of a sudden. Snapped and turned violent right after I hung up with you. Shoved me to the ground and straddled me. I fought back as hard as I could, grabbed his gun, and I shot him. The bullet must have went through his body and shattered the mirror. If I hadn't taken his gun and shot him first, I would have been the one you found. He's a hardened criminal. He escaped from jail. See, that justified self-defense. My boy was only trying to protect himself. That remains to be seen and will have to be resolved in court. Agent Lang, I leave the rest to you. As if you were the one in charge around here. Guys, arrest these two and get them out of my sight. Wait, I had nothing to do with the murder. The only person you should be arresting is Lance. Dad? Sorry, but you're not slipping away that easily, Mr. Ernest Amano. You tampered with the evidence so that you could cover for your son. What a great dad you are, willing to risk it all. Truly touching. By the way, do you know why I'm really here? And how could I possibly know the answer to such an asinine question? You wound me. I came all this way from across the sea, just to see you, you know. You came to see me. What's that supposed to mean? I have a few things to ask you, Mr. Amano, about a case from 10 years ago. A case from 10 years ago? Oh, what's the name you use here for that case? Sheena.
It's known as the KG8 incident.
The KG8 incident? Oh, so you remember it. Good, then you'll recall that the trigger in that case was the Amano Group scandal. Specifically, the charge of an internal smuggling ring. Smuggling, there's that word again. At the time, the person that was arrested as the ringleader was Mr. Amano's very own secretary, Mr. Colin Devore.
Father!
Even though you pushed the crime onto your then secretary, Mr. Devore, I always suspected you were involved with the smuggling ring, Mr. Amano. Mr. Devore was arrested in place of you. Which is why, when he broke out, you hid him from the police, right? Fair enough, Mari. You hid him in exchange for his silence on your little dirty secret. No. Please calm down. I honestly have no idea what you're talking about. Pretend to be ignorant all you want. We're taking you down to the precinct anyway for a nice long chat. Now, who the heck was that? What? Oh, so this is before. Oh, okay. What voice did I give this guy? I can't even remember. What's this guy doing here? So all of this must have taken place before the paperwork was stolen. Check the previous stream. I'm not pulling that up. We're just gonna wing it here. I'll take him down to the precinct if you don't mind. And who the heck are you? Jacques Portsman. I'm the prosecutor in charge of this case. Oh, Jacques, thank goodness you're here. Don't jerk me around. This is an Interpol case, so keep your paws off of my suspect. Sorry, can't comply. Got the back end of the prosecutor's office. In this country, we prosecutors work with the police to bring cases to court. If you could please cooperate with me here, that'd be great. Now, how about a handshake to seal the deal? Sorry, but I hate prosecutors, the whole lot of you. Guys, arrest the two suspects. Sir. I almost forgot. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth, is it? I'd like to thank you. Thank me? Yeah, for working so hard to fulfill my goal. Hey, is that the way to thank someone? And what the heck is that supposed to mean? You were so restless with Lance that you forced Ernest to tamper with the evidence. Thanks to that, I finally had a legitimate reason to arrest him. So how does it feel to bite the hand that feeds you? The hand that feeds me? I'm not sure I follow. It's no use pretending with me. You are the one, right? You are the corrupt prosecutor that's working for Mr. Amano and the smuggling ring, right? No, I would never do such a thing. What the heck? Our intel's never wrong. In your prosecutor's office, there's definitely someone working with the ring. Ah, so Agent Lang suspected my relation to Mr. Amano. That must be the real reason behind his antagonistic attitude. On top of that, your mentor was Manfred von Karma, right? There were non-stop rumors flying around forged evidence with that guy. You're not twisting the truth behind those closed courtroom doors too, are you? The courtroom is a place where the truth is revealed. Ha 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 ha! Well, don't worry, it's not only you. The whole lot of you can't be trusted. A prosecutor who never lost in 40 years. Every defendant must be found guilty. Fueled by that kind of thinking, is it any wonder that the courts produce nothing but falsities and lies? It would seem his disdain extends beyond just me. Prosecutors, the courts, why is this man so angry with us all? Rest assured, the next time we meet, I won't be so forgiving. So don't you forget it. Please wait. Agent Sheena. Why does Agent Lang hate all prosecutors so?
Lang is the head of the long-honored House of Lang in Jingfa. The heads of all the police-related divisions in that country were of Lang blood.
Were? What do you mean by that? Aren't they still?
They were revered, but that was long ago. They don't hold that sort of sway anymore. And it was all because of the courts.
How can that be?
A prosecutor once withheld and tampered with the evidence one of the Lang detectives found. That evidence's purity was tarnished and cost the Lang family its honor and trust.
But not all prosecutors are like that.
Even so, Lang will never respect the court again, or any prosecutor.
So Agent Lang is a man who hates all courts and is unwilling to forgive prosecutors. Man, what a piece of work that guy is. Come on, Jim, we'd better catch up. Yeah. We've still got to deliver that thing to the old man after all. Gotta get a different voice later for who? Oh, for Sheena? Detective Gumshoe, I believe it's time we wrapped up and headed out ourselves. Yeah, you going home, Mr. Edgeworth? No, I've done nothing but be entangled in one mess after another since my return. If it's alright with you, can you drop me off at my office? No problem, sir.
Excuse me.
Yeah, what is it?
Thank you very much.
It's okay, no need to thank me, pal. Just doing my job as a detective.
I guess I was fooled pretty badly by Lance. Oh, cruel fate. What's a woman to do when she's been hurt by the one she loves? And to think I never realized my father was right there. I never said anything to him. I knew it. I'm a failure.
Ah, there she goes again, talking to herself. Ms. Pops, I wonder if you know why your father participated in the kidnapping.
No, I have no idea.
Your father died while he was trying to stop Lance. Which means that from the beginning, he had no interest in the staged self-abduction.
Wait, then why did he...
I believe it was because of your presence, Miss Pops.
Me?
Lance realized the two of you were related, which is why he used you as a hostage to coerce Mr. Devore into cooperating.
Father...
As a felon, he could not tell you of his real relation to you. However, as the Amano family butler, at the very least, he was able to watch over you. It was all he could do, but that was the shape of his overflowing love for you. Huh? Go on, speak your mind.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Although there is no need to thank me.
No, Lauren, stop. I mean, this man's so much older than you. Oh, no! Edgeworth's got another admirer. Looks like you've completely stolen her away, Mr. Edgeworth. Ow, sorry. Ooh. Stretch there. I just cracked something in my back.
Way to go, sir. Your technique is way beyond the level of a great thief. What are you going on about now? Well, your deducing skills may be sound, but you have no street smarts. That's Mr. Edgeworth for you.
Yeah, I mean, he still hasn't figured out who I am at all.
What?
If you haven't remembered in all this time, guess I'm just gonna have to say it. This isn't the first time we've met, you know.
What do you mean, pal? Mr. Edgeworth, how do you know this girl?
Looks like you totally forgot me too, Gummy.
Gummy?
Here, maybe this'll jog your memories. Promised I'd return it to you one day, remember?
That single piece of cloth took me back, far into my past. Hi, Aurelius. How are you? It is indeed Neko. There was a fan dub for the second game, which was... Capcom was like... Oh, interesting. Do we settle for the old bag over her that... Ew, ew, ew. To that fateful day, 7 years ago, when I first met the then child, Kay. And Detective Gumshoe. Ooh, interesting. I do think I'm gonna wind up ending the stream here, though. I'm honestly not feeling too great. And, I'd rather save the next case for next time. So, let me look for a little raid for us to go on. How did everybody get along with, you know, playing the game and stuff? Wing It, we all know that you don't want Miles to end up with Old Bag because you want her for yourself. We get it. It's okay. You can be honest. Have a good night. Yeah, we're gonna go on a little raid here. Let's see. Who's going? Who's going? Wing It, you walked into it yourself last time. Fun stream? Yeah, I think so. Wing It, you did this to yourself. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Who's live? You know what? I know where we're going. Perfect. Hit us with the raid tag. And fix this up here. Not that I think redirects are actually working, but you know, we could try. Sippy sippy, one last sippy sippy for the road. You think Old Bag would be ER's type? You're so right. We haven't seen him for a while. I hope he's doing all right. So we are going to go and raid Snowy. She's doing, looks like random gaming night. Looks like it's Mario right now. But we haven't gotten to raid her in a long while. So, I hope to see all of you over there on that raid. There's the link in case you get lost. And until next time, bye!